I think a lot of people really struggle to envision how the Apple Bowl is going to host 2 CFL games.
Sure, I can give you a sort of a high-level overview. So right now, the current seating, it's about 1,500 or so in that existing bleacher that they have. If you look at the opposite side, we're building a bleacher section it's almost 7,000. It's 68 and some change. And then in the end zones, we're basically taking that same bleacher, breaking it in half, and it'll be on each end zone. So those temporary seats that we're bringing in are about 13,000. You add that to the existing, it gets us to about 15,000 seats. And then after that, you'll see that there's pockets in the corners and there's pockets around the existing sort of bleacher system. That'll be a VIP area. So we'll build things like a family zone, a party zone. There'll be different sections that aren't necessarily bleachers, but they will get that attendance to a minimum of 17.5. And that's why we say 17.5 to 20, because we don't really know exactly how we're building those pieces out yet. But once we do, we're going to try to maximize the attendance so more people can attend.
How do you get settled on that economic impact, 60 to 70?
Yeah, so last year when we were in Victoria, we had a stadium that just hit 15,000, and we did give it about a 2-day festival leading into that game, and the economic impact report came in at 17 million. So that's one game, 2 days of festival. We're going to have 2 games, and the attendance will be 15 to the minimum 17.5, so bigger attendance generates more economic impact per game. But the sort of the bigger, larger piece here is that festival in the middle, and that runs from Saturday to Saturday around that game. So it's 7 times larger than what we had in Victoria. So if you look at 2020 and the festival, that's why we're saying it's a roughly sort of minimum about 60 million is that number.
You talk about the expense of bringing an event like this from Vancouver to Kelowna. Can you kind of break down the costs that the city will pay, that the Lions will look after?
Yeah, it's too early to talk about that, to be completely honest. We will share that knowledge down the road, but where we are right now is we're still building it out. We know the big buckets of what we need to do. We know we need to bring in the bleachers. We know we need to bring in video boards. We know we need to bring in just the basics, but until we're finalized the complete setup, those costs will vary. And so it's really sort of too early to talk about those costs. But once we have a better number, we'll share that.
You've had success, obviously, with Touchdown Pacific with your games in Victoria.
Yeah.
It would have been so easy to just go with that model, go back to Victoria for these 2 games.
We really pride ourselves in being BC's team. So we don't want to, just be Vancouver Lions. We don't want to just go to Victoria. We don't want to just go to Kamloops. We don't want to just go to wherever. We want to make sure that we're going all markets across this province. We pride ourselves in that. And Kelowna is a place we haven't been to in a long time. So we started looking at it going, would this work? And then when we really started realizing that the potential to have 2 games and having the ability to do back-to-back games, and then asking the league to see if we can get the Alberta teams in this game, it just started to make the most amount of sense, where we're going to have Calgary the first weekend, Edmonton the second weekend. You're going to have those 2 fan bases that are going to invade this market. You've got the lower mainland fan base that we have currently for the Lions. Those 3 fan bases coming together in the middle, we just think it's a recipe for success.